Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave over the land of the free and the home of the brave?
We have members of the Board of Public Safety here. The members of the board, would you please stand? Mr. Ellis, the Vice Chairman's here. Ellis Wood is here. And I know that Danny Bryant's here. Danny, thank you. Who else is here from the Board of Public Safety? Did I miss anybody? We've got several sheriffs and police chiefs here. We got a lot of fire chiefs here. We've got a lot of compadres, people that show up that appreciate this ceremony, because this ceremony is one that everybody likes. We've got two ceremonies, one in May that happens out here, and you have to die to get on that one. Not to diminish what they do, but the good part about this ceremony is you get to stay alive and you get to be honored for doing things that are heroic, for doing things that really do make this a better state to live in. We've got some members of the General Assembly here. I believe Senator Grant's here, other members of the General Assembly. Thank you again for being here. We've got other state agency heads here. This is a good day. The weather's perfect outside. We're glad that you're here. It's my honor now to introduce somebody that's had a big impact on the state of Georgia. This state is one of the 5 best managed states in the United States. And that's not just my saying, and that's not just some kind of campaign slogan. That's a published thing from people independently who look at this state. And that's because the person that I'm introducing here, this is his 8th year of doing things like this. This is his 8th year and his final year recognizing the great acts of heroism at this ceremony and commitment to public safety. During his administration, Governor Perdue has strengthened the rights of crime victims. He's increased funding to protect children from online predators. He's signed legislation combating the meth epidemic, created legislation to ensure safer roads in Georgia. The governor has been a passionate supporter of law enforcement officers and their families. We appreciate the way he's made that a top priority while he's serving as our governor. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming a great ally of law enforcement and public safety, our Governor, Sonny Perdue.
Thank you, Dale. In case y'all couldn't tell today, Dale tried to pump up his introduction a little bit, because as I came in on the helicopter, I teased him a little bit. I said, you know, the difference between an incoming and an outgoing governor, Dale used to meet me at the helicopter pad. He just kind of walked in the door there this morning, so I got to tease him a little bit. But no, he's been a great leader, one in which I've had a lot of confidence in doing the work of training the men and women of law enforcement that for the tough jobs that you all have. And in the 2 events that we've been able to participate in down here each year, the memorial service in the spring, and then this celebration of lives saved, not lost, in this effort, it's been my honor to be with you all. And I want to thank him and the whole staff here, the training team, and all of that play such an important role in the critical function of public safety. And I want to thank all of you who had a part in really the initiative to form this Public Safety Awards Committee years ago. I think it's an appropriate tribute. Oftentimes, you've probably heard me say from the podium, public safety, while I consider it the cornerstone, the foundation of why we form governments, it's probably the one that we take most for granted because we've been so blessed as a nation. It takes catastrophic events like 9/11 to rock us out of the fact that that's something that we take for granted. We take for granted because of those sitting before us today and those thousands like them across the state and across the country and across the world, literally, that we're able to take our public safety for granted. And I want to just thank you because oftentimes we don't say thank you enough, but to recognize the personal heroism that of your own public safety professionals is critically important, and I'm delighted to be here. You know, in every profession, you can pick out the people who really give it all they got. It's the extra mile, the second mile, or whatever. They just lay it all on the line, and you know, they're different professions. Whether it's just a retail, somebody that's just pleasant and smiling, or whatever line of work, whether it's that favorite teacher that just stays and tries to get all the kids to learn the complex math or algebra or calculus, or whether it's a corporate role or leadership role, or whether it's public service. There are individuals in every line of work who make a difference in people's lives, and these are the category of people that we're celebrating today. And then there are other jobs where really it takes more than 9 to 5 or, you know, even giving it all you got. These are special jobs that demand everything. They can't promise a safe return home because just the nature of the work. And the men and women serving those professions standing before us here today, our firefighters, our emergency responders, our state patrol, or part of a unique class and category of servants and people who go that extra mile each and every day. So the rare individuals that we're recognizing today had done it all. They do it 9 to 5, 24/7, 365, and then they've gone beyond that call in doing some extraordinary things that we're here to proclaim today. The 20 courageous men receiving awards today have put it all on the line. They didn't hold anything back, and they weren't assured of the results when they took the actions that they did. So in a profession of brave and service-minded men and women, in a profession that we know that's called to that, they've stood out even then above that. So I think, as I indicated, one of the reasons I believe we take public safety for granted is because of the great job that you do and that you make us feel safe. And that's very, very important. So, but today is really about us just taking a breather, stepping back, and understanding and sending a message to all Georgians that all of our firefighters, our police officers, our emergency service personnel are really doing something extraordinary each and every day. So there are credible stories that you'll hear behind these awards being presented today, stories of those who needed help desperately, of lives saved. And in so many of these stories, the heroic actions of our public safety professionals literally place their own lives in danger without consideration of the consequences. And you know, Daddy Rick gave us a great inspiration from Zechariah today and a great encouragement there. But another portion of that scripture, it talks about the willingness to lay down one's life for others really demands our deepest gratitude and our highest honor, and that's what we're doing today. So I know that many of you today have family and friends here that are with you and extremely proud of you and your action. It's really a special day for you as well, and I want to congratulate you. We appreciate and understand that sacrifice is real for you as well. And so all of you have played a tangible role in the heroism that we're going to celebrate and recall here today, and I'm glad to be a part of it. So it's with great pride that I represent really all of Georgia in saying thank you and honoring those who are upholding the chief responsibility of government, ensuring the safety of every citizen that works through the work of being a public service. So thank you, all of you, for going that extra mile, and thank you for your inspirational stories and literally being an inspiration to all of us, those not in public safety and those of your colleagues who know the call of sacrifice. Thank you. I look forward to celebrating with you. God bless you.
Thank you, Governor. It's been a pleasure to have you here, and thank you for taking your time to be here to honor these officers. The next person I want to introduce is somebody who's been with us for as long as I can remember, been a force with us, a partner with us, somebody who never says no. When we make the phone call, we get an answer, and it's a quick answer, and it's committed, and he's a committed person. Randy Travis started as a Fox 5 reporter in 1990. He went to the investigative reporter section of Fox 5 I-Team in '94. He was also a reporter in Memphis, Tennessee before he went to Fox 5. He also worked at WMAZ down in Macon, right down the road from us, so he's pretty much a hometown boy. He worked as a newspaper sports writer in his hometown of Athens, Georgia in the early '80s. He is an avid runner. He's one who continues to investigate wrongdoing. He continues to put the spotlight on things that are wrong and try to get them corrected. He's a Braves fan and a graduate of the University of Georgia in 1982. He and his family live in Metro Atlanta. Please make welcome Randy Travis. How about them dogs?
Thank you very much, Dale. You know, if you had a chance to look at the program, you'll notice there's a certain theme to this year's awards: water. A lot of water. And I remember covering some of those amazing stories back in September of '09, thinking, I bet you I'm going to get a chance to meet some of those people at the next Governor's Public Safety Awards, and sure enough, here you are. But no matter whether your amazing event that we're celebrating today involves wetland or dry land, I want to let you know that the public appreciates what you do. Not just the heroic things you do, but the daily things you do. The getting up in the morning when you've worked late the night before, putting on that uniform, and going back out and doing it again one more time. You're keeping us safe, and I want to let you know that we appreciate it. Okay, enough of that. Let's get to the good stuff. The 2010 Governor's Public Safety Awards, Acts of Heroism. Brett M. Dever, Douglas County Sheriff's Office; Tully Yount and Billy Wallace, Douglasville Police Department. On September 20th, 2009, Officers Tully Yount and Billy Wallace were assigned to the area of I-20. Heavy rain throughout the night resulted in immense flooding. Deputy Brett Dever was working a call at Anawake Creek. Wallace and Yount had monitored radio traffic at the location and responded to assist Deputy Dever. 3 persons, including a 1-year-old child, had been washed from their vehicle and were now clinging to a tree. The Douglas County Fire Department was requested for the water rescue. A single engine responded with 2 firefighters. DNR arrived and placed a boat in the water with a firefighter and 2 DNR personnel. The boat capsized, causing the rescue personnel to become stranded too. The situation now required the rescue of 6 persons. Wallace and Dever prepared to start working toward the victims with a rescue line. The rescue took over 3 hours and included Wallace and Yount venturing into the raging stream in the darkness 4 more times. All 6 persons were rescued. Yount and Wallace personally carried the 1-year-old from the water. The intense weather claimed 7 lives in Douglas County that night. Due to the quick and selfless actions of these 3 men, 6 lives were saved. David A. Bohannon and Gene Rankin, University of Georgia Police Department. On the morning of August 2nd, 2009, Corporal Gene Rankin was off duty and on his way to work when he observed a tree lying in a parking lot and encircled by smoke. He stopped and discovered that a van had lost control and struck a tree. The vehicle was hidden by the tree and could not be seen from the roadway. The driver of the vehicle was semi-conscious, trapped, and was in danger of a fire that had started in the engine compartment. Rankin did not have any emergency equipment in his personal vehicle and radioed the University of Georgia Police Department for assistance. He attempted to pull the driver from the vehicle but was unsuccessful. UGA police officer David Bohannon arrived on the scene with fire extinguishers, and they prevented the flames from spreading further. After unsuccessful attempts in removing the driver from the side door, Rankin and Bohannon entered the van from the back doors and pulled him out. Rankin could have assumed this was not a life-threatening incident and simply passed by. However, he took the initiative to ensure the public was not at risk and took immediate action. He and Bohannon risked their own safety and rescued a citizen who could have perished or become seriously injured. Wayne Green and Greg Chastain, Cornelia Police Department. On the afternoon of August 8, 2009, a one-car accident occurred just outside of Cornelia. A vehicle had struck a telephone pole and then inverted into a pond. Habersham County, the agency receiving the call, requested Cornelia Police Department to be en route, as they would have a quicker response time. Cornelia police officers Wayne Green and Greg Chastain responded. Arriving on the scene, they immediately rushed into the thick, deep mud and water to assist. The passenger, the driver's mother, was in water up to her chin, and the driver was unconscious and entirely submerged. The pressure of the mud and water had the doors jammed closed, and both were trapped inside. Both officers trekked through the mud to get to the vehicle and pried the door open, literally bending the door itself in half, and freed both victims. The daughter had no pulse or respirations, as she had appeared to have drowned. Once they got both victims to shore, CPR was started on the daughter. Chastain was able to get her pulse and respirations reestablished. Both women were taken to medical facilities for serious and life-threatening injuries. Without consideration for their safety, officers Green and Chastain rescued these ladies, knowing they could drown in the process. Mike Flowers, Cobb County Fire and Emergency Services. On September 21, 2009, Captain Mike Flowers was evaluating area flooding when he noticed a vehicle that had become stranded while attempting to cross a bridge. The water was rising and the vehicle was being pushed across the roadway. He positioned his truck near the water's edge and got a winch on the front of the truck to secure the vehicle. Firefighter Barry Lewis and Battalion Chief George Leaner were in the area by chance and responded to the scene. Flowers reported that the driver and her two children, one of them an infant, were still in the vehicle. Using Leaner's personal equipment, they secured a rope to the back of Flowers' personal flotation device, and he proceeded into the waters with the winch cable. They attempted to use the winch to pull the vehicle to safety. However, due to the force of the water, that was not possible. Flowers took flotation devices to the vehicle and helped the occupants put them on. After the children were secured, he went back for the mother. He was at extreme risk while making these extractions. Without immediate intervention and quick thinking on Captain Flowers' part, the vehicle would have certainly been swept downstream along with the mother and her two children. Congratulations. Jeremy Joseph DeJames and Anthony W. Helms, Cobb County Fire and Emergency Services. In the early morning of September 21, 2009, Truck 14 had just completed an assignment assisting Paulding County with the water rescue in Hiram, Georgia, when they received another call in Cobb County. Due to rising floodwaters, it took more than an hour to reach the scene. Upon arrival, the victim could be heard screaming for help, although they could not see her in the dark. Engineer DeJames and firefighter Helms launched an inflatable boat. As they neared the victim, the boat turned on its side. Helms was pinned against small trees, a barbed wire fence, and other debris. His head was underwater. He could not touch the bottom, and he was facing upstream into the current. Both of them working together got Helms unpinned and got the boat righted. Then they went downstream and reached the victim, who was hanging on a tree. She was cold, exhausted, and terrified. She had reportedly been in the water for several hours. Due to DeJames and Helms' brave and selfless actions, the victim was rescued. Scott Robertson, Gwinnett County Fire and Emergency Services. On the morning of September 21st, 2009, a woman encountered flood waters rising quickly and escaped to the roof of her car for safety. She spent 30 minutes atop her vehicle before help arrived. A crew of firefighters arrived and began rescue efforts. Firefighter Scott Robertson was slowly making his way towards the woman when he noticed that she had lost hold of her vehicle and was being swept away. He immediately swam across the river, struggling with quick waters. Just as Robertson secured the woman, he caught a rope thrown by a fellow crew member. Despite an injury to the hand, Robertson continued to hold on to the woman and the rope, even as they were forced underwater. Making quick decisions and smart judgments, Robertson and the woman were successfully retrieved from the water moments before the current swept them away. Because of Robertson's brave actions, a life was spared that day. The words of the rescued victim best sum up the true spirit of Scott Robertson, his courage, and its impact on the lives of others. Here's her quote: "I hope that Scott never has to put his life on the line again, but I know he will be willing to do so." Congratulations. Mark Bracewell, Georgia State Patrol. On October 11, 2009, Senior Trooper Mark Bracewell was notified of a serious traffic crash on an entrance ramp to Interstate 16. While en route to the scene, he heard an operator with the Lawrence County 911 Center reporting that someone was trapped in a burning vehicle. He arrived on the scene and found that the driver's foot was pinned beneath the brake pedal. He extinguished the flames, then ran around to the passenger side and observed a young girl with serious injuries who was also trapped. Due to the extent of her injuries and the entrapment, Bracewell quickly determined that he could not do anything to extricate the girl. Two Lawrence County deputies arrived, and he and the two deputies pulled the man from behind the wheel with his foot still trapped. When the fire department arrived, the driver was extricated and transported to medical facilities. Unfortunately, the driver's young granddaughter perished in this tragic crash, but the quick and heroic actions of Trooper Bracewell and the Lawrence County deputies prevented the driver of the burning vehicle from dying that day. Congratulations. Keith Canup, Georgia State Patrol. On Wednesday, November 25, 2009, Captain Keith Canup was on patrol in the Gainesville area. Captain Canup drove up on a motor vehicle crash on Georgia 11 in Hall County. A van was on fire, and the driver was still inside the vehicle. The driver was revving the accelerator, and it was later learned that he was experiencing diabetic shock. Captain Canup put the fire out twice with his extinguisher, but the van rolled approximately 800 feet, at which point the flames flared back up. Captain Canup broke a window out, and he and Hall County Fire Lieutenant Casey Ramsey were able to pull the driver from the car while he struggled against them. Both Captain Canup and Lieutenant Ramsey put their own lives at risk in order to prevent the driver from burning to death. As a direct result of their courageous actions, the driver survived and received the medical attention he needed. Congratulations. Omar C. Sanders, Macon Police Department. On November 29, 2009, Officer Omar C. Sanders responded to what was dispatched as a burglary call. Upon arrival at the scene, he noticed smoke and fire coming from an apartment. Officer Sanders radioed the E911 Center that an apartment was on fire. He then entered the apartment, which had become fully engulfed in flames. Officer Sanders proceeded through the apartment and found 3 individuals suffering from smoke inhalation. After escorting the residents to safety, Officer Sanders heard more screaming coming from another apartment. Officer Sanders tried to enter the apartment through the front door, but it was locked. He forced his way in and found another woman who had become overcome by smoke and was unconscious. He carried her outside to safety, where he was met by arriving firefighters. All 4 victims were treated for smoke inhalation and released from the hospital, able to return safely to their families. Officer Sanders displayed remarkable heroism as he made his way into a burning apartment building without any of the protective equipment and gear used by firefighters, saving 4 lives in the process. Congratulations. Contribution to profession. Billy Thurman, Dawson County Emergency Services. Billy Thurman began his career with Dawson County EMS in 1980. He went on to achieve his paramedic certification in 1985 and was appointed director of Dawson County EMS in 1987. Under his leadership, Dawson County EMS was awarded Georgia EMS Service of the Year in 2000. Thurman was elected in 2002 to head the new Emergency Services Department for Dawson County and was charged with merging the Volunteer Fire Services, Emergency Medical Services, and Emergency Management. Thurman was instrumental in the development of the original 911 Advisory Board for Dawson County, on which he still serves. He also serves on the Lanier Technical College's EMS Advisory Board. He's a state-certified firefighter and is recognized as a Master Certified Emergency Manager by the Georgia Emergency Management Agency. Thurman was a founding member of Safe Kids Dawson County and has been a certified child safety seat educator since 2001. He has served for over 20 years as a member of the Region 2 EMS Advisory Council and is the chairman of the Region 2 EMS Directors Association. He's a member of GAMES, Georgia State Firefighters Association, Emergency Management Association of Georgia, and the Georgia Coroners Association. He has served as interim county manager for Dawson County and has, since 1997, has served as deputy coroner. Thurman is chairman of the Safety Committee and Health and Wellness Committee for the county and represents Dawson County on the Public Safety and Judicial Committee for the SCCG. Thurman encourages his employees to be active in leadership roles, and many employees are board members and award winners because of his example and his encouragement. Congratulations. Christopher A. Bish, Georgia Bureau of Investigation. Agent Christopher Bish has a distinguished career with 36 years in law enforcement, with 26 of those being with the GBI. He is a resident of Reynolds Plantation and has served that area of Georgia with distinction for many years. He has been the lead agent on many criminal investigations, including the sting operation that led to the arrest and conviction of Greene County Police Chief Lawrence Briscoe on federal drug charges. He served 6 years in the Illinois Army National Guard and received an Achievement Award for Excellence in Training. He joined the Chicago Police Department in 1971, then the Barrington Hills, Illinois Police Department in 1973, founded the Detective Unit in 1977. He joined the GBI in 1984 and is now Assistant Special Agent in charge with the Athens Field Office. Agent Bish has an extensive training record and holds numerous certifications, including bomb technician, post instructor, hazmat technician, clandestine laboratory technician, SWAT team element leader, audio enhancement technician, physical security specialist, and countermeasures specialist. Whew. He has received numerous commendations for exemplary performance and an award for life-saving. He's a member of the National Technical Investigators Association and the International Association of Bomb Technicians and Investigators. Agent Bish has greatly contributed to the training of younger agents. His integrity and unselfish commitment to sharing his knowledge is above and beyond the call of duty. Agent Bish is retiring this year and will leave a remarkable contribution to law enforcement and the state of Georgia. Congratulations. Dennis J. Thayer, Cobb County Fire and Emergency Services. Dennis J. Thayer has over 24 years of service with Cobb and Cherokee counties. He is currently an engineer for Cobb County and was promoted to lieutenant on September 5, 2010. He received the Georgia Association of Fire Chiefs Presidential Award in 2009. He also received the Department of Human Resources Region 3 Award for Excellence, along with other crew members, for the rescue of a Cobb County Sheriff's deputy. Thayer has worked with Georgia Mutual Aid Group for 5 years, currently serving as Deputy Chief of Statewide Operations. He has had various jobs with GMAG, including Mutual Aid Duty Officer and Logistics for Fire Rescue International in 2007, and planned for 2012, Logistics for Management Team for South Georgia wildland fires, Atlanta deck collapse, and a statewide hurricane drill. Thayer served as Local Assistance State Team Coordinator for Georgia, Technical Advisor for RD3 Mutual Aid Program for International Association of Fire Chiefs, and has spent numerous hours working with families filing applications for line-of-duty death benefits. He has coordinated 5 of the last 8 line-of-duty death funerals in the state and created the Joey Turner Memorial Fund to help families until benefits are paid. Thayer's public safety service and his compassion toward families in difficult times are truly an asset to the state of Georgia. William Bill Hitchens, Jr., Georgia Department of Public Safety. Colonel Bill Hitchens' career in government service spans more than 45 years. He served 4 years in the Marine Corps and served 28 years with the Georgia State Patrol. Throughout most of his career, he maintained a parallel career with the Coast Guard Reserve, including 2 tours as the executive officer of the Coast Guard Reserve Unit Air Station in Savannah. During the 1996 Olympic Games, Hitchens was a law enforcement shift commander responsible for all state law enforcement personnel at the many venues in Atlanta and across the state. After retiring from the Georgia State Patrol in 1997, he worked 3 years as a law enforcement consultant, where his primary responsibility was working with the 30 federally funded multi-jurisdictional drug task forces in Georgia. In 2003, Governor Perdue selected Colonel Hitchens to be the first director of the Georgia Office of Homeland Security. In 2004, he was named executive commander of the Group of 8 G8 Public Safety Command and was in charge of all state efforts to coordinate law enforcement and public safety operations for the summit held on Sea Island. Also in 2004, Hitchens was appointed to the Commissioner of the Georgia Department of Public Safety and the Colonel of the State Patrol. A graduate of Georgia Southern University and the FBI National Academy in Quantico, Virginia, Colonel Hitchens has also accumulated hundreds of specialized training hours in the military, in law enforcement, and in Homeland Security. Colonel Hitchens served a year as a state president of the Georgia chapter of the FBI National Academy Associates and 2 years as the state president of the Peace Officers Association of Georgia. Additionally, he has served as a voting member of the Georgia Peace Officer Standards and Training Council, where he has previously served as one of the 3 elected members of the Post Executive Committee. For his civic, military, and law enforcement efforts throughout his career, Hitchens has received numerous awards. The Georgia Senate recognized his leadership, service, and accomplishments through a 2010 resolution that was published by the Secretary of the Senate. Colonel Hitchens has served the people of Georgia and the nation's law enforcement community with honor and with dignity. Congratulations. David Bradley, Forsyth County Fire Department. David Bradley is a retired fire lieutenant with the DeKalb County Fire Rescue Department. Even in his well-deserved retirement, he has continued with his passion of coordinating the Forsyth County Fire Department Honor Guard. In 2009, he personally organized and coordinated 71 Honor Guard details, many of which were multi-day public safety funerals. This effort accumulated 3,269 man-hours in 1 year period alone. In addition to his busy schedule traveling the state with the Honor Guard, he is the Georgia Mutual Aid Group representative to the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation and represents Georgia each autumn as a point of contact for the annual Memorial Weekend in Emmitsburg, Maryland. He fills key leadership roles throughout this weekend, ensuring families of lost brothers and sisters receive the highest respect afforded. Thank you. Vernon Keenan, Georgia Bureau of Investigation. GBI Director Vernon Keenan has served the state of Georgia for over 38 years. He graduated from Valdosta State College in 1972 and joined the DeKalb County Police Department. In 1973, he graduated from the GBI Basic Agent class and served as a special agent until 1981. He attended the FBI National Academy in 1979. From 1995 to 1997, Keenan participated in the first Georgia Law Enforcement Command College, through which he earned his Master of Public Administration degree. Keenan was instrumental in the publication of A Law Enforcement Officer's Guide to Open Records in Georgia, a handbook that has been distributed to hundreds of officers throughout the state. Since its inception in 2004, Keenan has been instrumental in the formation of the Georgia Crisis Intervention Team program. The CIT program has provided training to over 2,000 Georgia law enforcement officers from 150 agencies. Keenan has served as the director of the GBI since January 9, 2003. During his tenure as director, the GBI worked with local law enforcement agencies to investigate the disappearance of Ms. Meredith Hope Emerson. In an unprecedented criminal investigative effort involving many agencies, Gary Michael Hilton was arrested and pled guilty to the murder of Ms. Emerson within 30 days of her disappearance. In 2004, during the G8 summit at Sea Island, Keenan served as a member of the State Homeland Security Central Command. The summit was very successful, with no injuries or property damage, unlike previous G8 summits. Keenan has been the leader in the formation of the Georgia Terrorism Intelligence Project. In 2004, the GBI was given the funding to develop and implement a statewide multi-agency anti-terrorism program, the purpose of which was to significantly improve Georgia law enforcement's ability to protect citizens, property, and infrastructure from threats of terrorism. For his many contributions to local law enforcement, Director Keenan was awarded the prestigious award commonly referred to as the Chief of the Year by the Georgia Association of Chiefs of Police. Because of his outstanding service to the state, Georgia Trend magazine named him one of the 100 most influential Georgians. Congratulations, Director Keenan.
Randy, thank you very much, and congratulations to all the winners. I mean, it really makes you feel special when you're in my job and you get to see so many people at once who have made such an impact on so many people's lives. Literally, you saved lives, and literally, you've done it through good professional contributions. You've also saved lives. Thank you so much for what you do. I'd like to thank Governor Perdue again for being here. I'm going to walk out to the helicopter with him when we get ready to leave. And I'd like to ask Dr. Lanford to come back up and give us the benediction.
Thank you, Dale. I'm going to ask the governor to see if he'll let me ride in the helicopter. Would you please stand? And would you look at me now to receive the benediction? May the blessings of God Almighty, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit grant you this day the courage, the serenity, and the wisdom to accept, to do, and to accomplish this day. May God's hands be constantly upon you. And as we leave this place, no greater love hath anyone than one who's willing to lay down his life for their friends. God bless.
Thank you, Dr. Lanford. And we stand dismissed. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming. All of you have a safe trip home. I appreciate you very much.
Hey, we're down at the Georgia Public Safety Training Center today, where Officer Billy Wallace has just been recognized for the lives that he saved, along with Officer Tully Yount back in our September floods in 2009. Congratulations, Billy. It was quite an honor to watch you be recognized by Governor Sonny Perdue.
Thank you. It was a lot of heartache and people hurting that night, but the best thing of all was we saved a lot more people than we lost. So we thank God for that, and every day, and all the firemen and everybody that worked that night rescued a lot of people that not too many people recognized or heard their story. But I personally saw several firefighters and several other police officers rescue people all night long. So it's an honor to wear this uniform and work with everybody that was out there.
Well, thank you, Billy. I know sometimes we hear folks say, where have all of our heroes gone? You're just not looking in the right places, folks, because we got officers like Billy Wallace, Tully Yount out there working hard for you every day, keeping you safe, making sure that everybody's property, homes, and their persons are safe right there in Douglasville, and I'm so proud of you, Billy. Join us real quick. I'm going to ask Sheriff to come over here and say a couple words for us. Sheriff Miller made it down for the trip today. We're here on City TV, Sheriff.
Hello.
One of his deputies was also recognized today in the night of the September floods, where he was out helping folks rescue people during that horrific time that we experienced there in Douglasville. Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. What a great day to be honored by the governor of the state of Georgia and your peers. And that particular night I was out there with those guys, and I'm too old to get in the water, but 27 people were saved that night, rescued out of the water. 7 died, and that's a tragic thing. But the Douglasville police officers and the Douglas County deputy sheriffs, I hope this community is as proud of them as we are. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff. We also want to make sure we recognize our folks down at 911. They were working throughout the night. I know Chief Spencer was down there, and we had a command center going, and the entire fire and EMS, 911 center, the deputy sheriffs, like the sheriff mentioned, all of our police officers was out there. I am so proud to get to work with these guys. It is such an honor for me, and it keeps me pumped up going to work with folks like this, knowing that they're out there on the road taking care of business. Congratulations again, Billy. Big day for you.
Thank you, Chief.
Joining us now, we have another hard charger with the Douglasville Police Department, Officer Tully Yount, who was just recognized by Governor Sonny Perdue for saving 6 lives during our September floods back in 2009. Congratulations, Tully.
Thank you, sir.
It's quite an honor to be here with you and your family and watch you receive this, and I'd like to give you an opportunity to say some words to our viewers back in Douglasville on this great day.
It's an honor to be recognized, but there's so many other people that worked hard that night that were not recognized. It was a team effort by everyone in law enforcement and public safety and the general public that was involved also. So to those who were not recognized, thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you, Tully. I'm so proud to get to work with you every day.
Thank you, Chief.
Tully's one of our fine unit officers who's out there working the interstate, trying to keep drugs out of our community, making blind stops with folks that he knows a lot of times are very dangerous, the most dangerous of criminals we face with every day. And it's not surprising to me when we got folks like Tully being recognized in the conditions he works in every day to keep us all safe. Thank you once again, Tully.
Thank you, Chief. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I'm proud of you. This is Chief Womack signing out from Georgia Public Safety Training Center down in Forsyth. City TV, thanks for being with us today. Douglasville, take care, stay safe, and God bless you.